How do?
Hey.
And we're live, Clive.
We're live.
Sam in a van with a man. Nice sunny day.
Nice sunny day.
Weekly regular with Marv. Yeah, man. We're going to get back to his story. Next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
We're going to do a little question and...
It's a special one as well, that's why we're waiting out. We're all getting back.
Yeah, so we're going to do a little question and answer today on this beautiful sunny day.
Yeah.
A few mentions, people old and new, subscribers. The little vlog I did down at Monster Mansion the other day. What was I going to say, Marv? Tell me what I was going to talk. Oh yeah, thanks for all the kind comments. It wasn't so much. I'll tell you what was disturbing about it for me was, yeah, I'm used to being in situations like that.
It is a lot. It is quite shocking though. So in the middle of the daytime, mate.
Well, that's it. It's in the middle of the day. I did look behind me to see where that old lass had gone. I think that the lad, they were definitely on some of them lads. Initially it was the phone, but the second time we had a conversation, he was more focused on me. There was definitely something not right with them. But thanks for the kind comments. The other people is, if you're new to the channel, my daughter was diagnosed last August with anorexia. As she's moved forward with it, I did a couple of little vlogs. I took them down. She is in a better place. It is an awful mental illness. It's, you know, it's got the highest mortality rate of any mental illness. So yeah, she's in a better place, sorting her head out. You know, it's going to take a while, but thanks for people who have asked about that. And Stephen has been he's been on winner
chicken dinners, I know.
He has been on chicken dinners, Marv. Yorkshire puddings, bit of mashed potatoes.
You're looking after him, aren't you?
Sprouts.
He deserves it though.
I have, yeah. Man's best friend.
Steve McQueen, dog's name.
Yeah, he was named after Steve McQueen. However, it is spelt
special.
PH.
Well, it is, and me and Kara had an argument over that the other night, because I put Stephen McQueen and she put, no, it's not, it's PH, and I said it can't be, it's named after Steve McQueen.
Yeah, but it's always been the posh one. Anyway,
well, you can tell that now. Anyway, you can report back to that.
I will report back to you. But thanks for all your kind comments. And I've got to say, guys, as a group of individuals, people who comment and that,
you appreciate it, don't you, Sam?
I appreciate it, and I'll tell you now, it makes a massive difference to the people that I have chats with when they're reading such positive stuff. You know, people are absolutely terrified.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. They've been through some shit. They feel people.
I know you said to me as well that you wanted you wanted people to pass the message on about the podcast, didn't you? As well, new people, pass it on. Let people know if they might need it, a bit of help, bit of support here. You know, learn something new on the channel if they watch the podcasts. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's always good, isn't it? Oh, the other thing is, I realise a lot of people, you know, want to get in touch, not au fait with email. By the weekend or the end of the weekend, Sunday night, I will be posting 2 phone numbers. Yeah? So you can contact us. Marv is going to have one of them, and I'm going to have the other. So if you want to contact the channel, you know, if you drop us a text, just telling us who you are, what you're about, what you want to contact us for, and then we'll get back to you. So, you know, somebody suggested that a while ago. It is a better idea for people. So there you go, guys. Yeah. Okay, Marv. Enough of that. Yeah. Fire away. First question. First question is, would you report a member of staff who is corrupt? Got to tell the truth here, Sambo?
No, I'm going to tell the truth. Right, can you give us a couple of examples? I'll tell you for why.
All right then. All right. If you was in a car getting a drop onto work, and one of your pals had a parcel down his bollocks, and he said, right, I'm dropping this into blah blah in a bit, what would you do? Would you let him go on with his business? No, would you report it? Would you do what?
No, I'd deal with it there and then. It'd be like, right, cease and desist, or that's it. if he was a friend.
Yeah.
In fact, if it was anyone, I've put people in embarrassing positions before at work. I used to work with a lass, who she wasn't prison officer material. However, we know people do that job and get into that job who shouldn't be there.
Well, that's just the life, though. A lot of jobs are like that, aren't
Yeah,
they,
of course
really?
it is. Of course it is.
You know, someone would look at the money, the pay in the prison service, and think, oh, that's a good job. That when they land on a prison
Well,
wing,
the
mate,
problem
and
with
they're
the prison
dealing
officer's role is it's a non-productive role. I've always said this, Marv. In engineering, if I was employed as a quality engineer and I couldn't do the job, I'm gone.
That's it, yeah.
If you're employed as a prison officer and you don't do any prison officer work, you're shite at it, you haven't got interpersonal skills, and, you know, you're not getting sacked. You can't afford to sack people.
No.
So I pulled this lass. I got a very good friend who was extremely embarrassed and went nuts at me after. Pulled her all to one side, because this is how I was taught to do things. And I said, you know, in my best Yorkshire accent, listen, love, your behaviour is inappropriate. You're way too close with these fellas. So what I'm saying to you now is, if your behaviour continues, then I'm going to be filling paperwork in and reporting you.
Well,
so this lass,
Yeah.
It's not just a lass, this Marv. She was, If it had been a lad the same, went on one, you know, I'm not having you effing telling me how to do the job and all this. I just said, listen, you know, say what you want, kick off or whatever. Your behaviour, inappropriate behaviour continues, I'm taking it further. And then I walked off. About an hour later, when I saw my mate, he went, don't you ever do that to me. He says, I've never been so embarrassed in all my life because I didn't warn him. But, you know, if I would recommend this, and I've told our lass and tell everyone, if you've got a problem with someone at work, right, you need to try and sort it with them. Get in a third party. If it's not happening, then you go higher up. What I did was try to sort that. I'll tell you what happened to that lass, shall I? And this is the prison service. She was a weak officer. And there were plenty of weak lads as well. She got rotated off the wing onto the Cat A unit.
Wow.
So she's then put working with the highest risk prisoners,
Wow,
Less than 12 months on there, she was sacked. For something inappropriate.
She's being manipulated though as well.
Oh, come on. It's something like she had contact numbers.
That's it. You know what,
contact numbers on her. Yeah, but this is how stupid they are, Marv.
So easy.
On her own phone. So some of these people inside, she had numbers of their contacts on her phone.
It's brand new then.
So she's down the road. Yeah, she's gone.
She's not listened to any training at all, has she, about don't be getting mangled with the officers and stuff.
Training don't do it, Marv.
But don't the training adequately give you the information on like
training,
how dangerous
it's called
prisoners
training.
actually are?
Training, the best part of training was CNR, where you're taught to restrain prisoners. By that I don't mean so you can go in and just, you know.
Was you taught to talk to prisoners though as well, diffuse the situations, or was you just taught
you're
how
not
to
taught
go in
nothing.
and just...
It's a load of bollocks. It's all paperwork, it's all report writing, it's all theory, it's all role play. You know, if me and you were role playing on prison officer training, and I threatened to smash your head in, you know I'm not going to smash your head in. It's not real. It's not real. What they would be better off doing, prison service, you know, I know you watch most of my vlogs. What you would be better off doing is doing your CNR a couple of weeks on, you know, whatever. The other 7 weeks, put people in the prison with another officer. The best officers you can find with the most experience. So if Marv's a trainee, he does his CNR for a week, he does a couple of weeks of report writing, which, to be fair, you will learn on the job. And then he's with me for 7 weeks watching what I do. He goes around with me. He sees how I speak to people. He sees how I resolve problems. He sees what we do at exercise. He sees what we do on survey at dinner time. Learn on the job. Because what they're doing now, they spend 9-10 weeks doing jack shit. And then they go into prison and they're given the keys and they're on their own because there ain't that much experience.
Literally on their own.
And they're literally left.
But there's two staff to 100 prisoners, isn't they, on a wing? Don't 2 staff are on a wing?
No, they did it in private sector. I'll tell you what it is now. The staffing ratios were 33 to 1.
Wow.
And with How
Phone's
rude
popped.
are you?
I didn't even know I had the phone
Oh
on, mate.
my God, man.
Right, let me just...
I'm in full flow. And then 25-1 with Cat A prisoners, there is a higher ratio of staffing.
Yeah.
One of my friends who's now a prison officer, I haven't spoke to her for a while. She couldn't...
33-1.
Yeah, 33-1.
I think school teachers get less, don't they?
Well, school classrooms now, when I were a kid, were 30 or 40, then they went down to 20, 25, they're back up to 30 or 40.
Wow.
Anyway, this last, what she did, she didn't get a start date, so she went into the prison as OSG, yeah, operational support grade, no prisoner contact as such.
Yeah.
But what she did, doing 6-12 months as that, it got her in the prison.
Yeah.
She learnt a routine, she learnt stuff away from the wings.
Yeah.
And she saw some stuff, so she got some experience without being a prison officer. So then when she did her prison officer training, she's got some of the skills.
Yeah.
She's seen how people deal with things.
Yeah, of course. Yeah,
That's what they need. You know, even training is just 9 weeks following someone round.
Yeah.
With no keys or something like that. They'd be better off doing that, Marv. Because if you spent 9 weeks with me, they'd see how I do the job, how I speak to people.
Yeah.
Training, you know, that word suggests that you're preparing people.
I thought you'd be really prepared for that, mate. Especially dealing with like...
It's a joke. It is an absolute... Training was boring.
Yeah.
It was boring and it wasn't useful.
Yeah, geez,
you know.
Yeah. Well, it's just, you know what, brand new. You're talking about a brand new officer being through into the lion's den.
Yep.
It's the same as an inmate as well, though, Sam. They're through into the lion's den and all, you know. You get a kid who's in for a fine, doing literally, you're used to 14 days for fines.
Yep.
Do 7. And he's on a wing, he could be lifed off with a murderer.
Yeah.
He could be in a cell with someone on remand for murder. Quite easily.
When I go back to Mikey,
yeah,
the lad who's got the problems with drink and prescription drugs, he did 2 prison sentences. I don't think we mentioned that.
Oh,
one
right,
of them, are you ready for this, Marv? One of them, he went in for 1 day.
That's it, yeah, that's it. I sent it for 1 day.
And I'll get him to talk about that day. Yeah. Because when I talked to him...
The magistrates will actually sentence you like that, won't they? They'll give you like a day and stuff.
It was very, very clear to, you know, it's very clear in his memory that day.
Yeah.
He says it was terrifying. You know,
that'd be good to hear about that. So his first day in prison, Sam. Yeah,
especially seeing
it's
as
funny because I was going to ask you that. What's an inmate's like first day in prison like?
But yeah, you're right, Marv. On G wing, the induction wing, when I was on K wing, they had a couple of really good staff. One, I'm going to mention her name because she was really good. She was called Nick. Yeah. And they had prisoners, trusted prisoners. Yeah. Role models. Involved in the induction process because nobody knows better. Well, you imagine, Marv, I'm a new prisoner, I'm in induction, I'm shitting myself, you're sat next to me.
That's what I mean.
You've done a dozen sentences.
More even.
I'm going to get more from you.
That's it, yeah.
Would you try and sell to me? No, you know what I mean, mate, don't you?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I'm going to get more from you, so yeah.
Yeah.
Good question, though. Very good question.
Right. Are prisoners ever shackled, Sam? What reason would you shackle a prisoner? Would get shackled for?
Right. Okay.
So I've never seen it myself.
No. Sorry for laughing. It's not funny.
You're going to tell us one, aren't you?
Yeah, of course I am.
Sure, dark humour.
So just to explain, because there is a lot of people who watch the channel who have no idea about prisons.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of different sets of cuffs. The cuffs coppers used to have, your standard cuffs, which are ratchet cuffs.
Right.
They all look silver, little chain, ratchet, snap it to, lock it,
Yeah.
You've got them cuffs.
Yeah.
You have the same with a bigger chain called a closet chain.
Right.
That is for escorts. So same, ratchet cuff, but a longer chain.
Yeah, I've been on
so
that,
if me and you's in hospital, you want to use toilet, I'm cuffed to you, under the door, you can go to the toilet without me sitting with you.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Yeah.
Then you have Chubbs. Chubbs are security cuffs.
Yeah.
You know the difference. You know, they are tough.
Big, tough.
You're not getting out of them.
Yeah, hurt your nerves in your arm.
Yeah, you do. you know,
I've got damage to my nerves because of the cuffs.
There is an art to putting them on. You try and put them above your knuckle on your hand.
Yeah.
If somebody ain't got knuckles, you have to be careful. There's people who could slip them.
Yeah.
They are more secure. So if you were going on an outside escort, you would have the Chubb security cuffs on, and then another one above your wrist to an officer.
Yeah.
Right. That basically. Oh, let's mention a body belt. So, body belt. I've seen a couple of different ones, but a body belt is for someone who was at serious risk of harming themselves or other people. You know, perhaps mental illness or just one of these pizzas who is at the far end of extreme.
Yeah.
Body belt is a big thick belt round your middle with 2 Chubb cuffs or similar on it. So I'd have a big belt here.
Yeah.
I'd be cuffed like that.
Wow, is that how they go? Jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
strapped to the back then, is it? Like the strap?
Now,
like a belt back to front then, yeah?
Yeah, very similar.
Yeah.
I do know people who've got out of them.
How?
You know, there is people, a very small percentage, less than 1%, maybe 1 in 1,000, who just have that ability, whether it's strength, cunning or whatever. So have I seen a prisoner shackled? People have told me stories, and myself, I went on a bed watch. I turns up, so the 2 staff that were on did have some experience, however, not the brightest. And there was a prisoner, there sat watching TV, with their backs to a prisoner who is, he's got a closet chain on that is wrapped around the bed.
Oh my God.
So he's like this.
Wow.
Yeah. Embarrassing.
Wow.
I've heard of other people, you know,
jeez,
cuffing somebody's ankle to the bed and things like that.
Well, talking about embarrassing, Sam, I'll ask you another question.
Yeah.
Is a strip search dignified, Sam? Do you think a strip search?
I hated it, Marvin.
I don't know how you do it, me just looking at people's private parts
listen,
all day.
Right.
Because a strip search is, tell them a strip search is an actual strip search, isn't it, Sam?
A strip search.
You've got to turn round.
A strip search, right. This is how it's supposed to be conducted. Yeah. Basically, you would, if you're doing it properly, checking ears, mouth, etc. Yeah. While you're here, if they had a lot of air, they used to check air. When I was in the private sector, there was a raster, and an officer very stupidly ran his hands through his hair, and he had razor blades woven into his dreads.
Did he?
Yeah, he absolutely. However, so what you would then do, if someone, it's Marvin, right? So he's been at court, he's got a jacket and shirt on. I'd take the jacket off, search that, he would place it down.
Yeah.
And when I say place it down, I mean place it down. Throw it on the floor, you know, being inflammatory. There were dickheads like that. I weren't, and most staff weren't. I would then ask him to take his shirt off and search his shirt. I would then ask him to lift his arms up so I could see under his armpits and turn around for me. Yeah. At that point, I would give him his shirt back.
Right.
Ask him to fasten it.
Yeah. Not all of them do that though, Sam.
Well, the idea is, and I completely understand this, that someone is not fully naked in front of you at any one time. So I give you a shirt back. I give you a shirt back. I would ask you to take your socks off. That's to take them off, not flick them.
Yeah.
Pretty much every single prisoner.
Yeah.
Every single prisoner.
It's funny that, because I've had something in my sock and I flicked it away with the sock move.
Have you?
Yeah.
You
found it, like, you found it,
parcel.
but I tried to get it away with the sock,
You would then remove the trousers, you would search them, place them down, then the boxers, No, it's not dignified, so you might well ask someone just to lift the nutsack up or whatever.
That's the thing.
It as brief as possible.
So basically, you're telling someone to touch themselves, aren't you? It's weird, isn't it?
Here's the thing, a lot of lads would just lift the dick anyway.
I know, it's like...
And then... You ask them to turn around and show you the soles of the feet. The reason you do that, as much as anything, is if they've got anything clenched in cheeks or arse, it's gonna fall out. Yeah. Circumstances, or in certain circumstances, you could ask someone to squat.
I've been asked to squat. I've been asked to squat in the box.
That shouldn't be done by normal officers.
Yeah.
DST, Men in Black. You know, they might well ask someone to squat. Again, very undignified, not pleasant. Me, If I worked in reception, which I
Yeah.
quite often did at night,
Yeah.
that's what I would be doing all night, strip searching. It's not pleasant.
Well, I was selling drugs in a jail, and I got come on top. I was selling for someone, and I come on top, and I got GOAD. They had the parcel between my arse cheeks, and they made me stand on a box and squat. They never saw it. Why did he never see it? He must have turned away, mustn't he, Sam? He must have. I can only think, that's the only thing I can think of. To this day, I wonder how he never saw that parcel.
A lot of staff.
So was he looking? Do you actually look at people's bits, Sam? It's mad, isn't it?
It's very difficult. It is.
But just look at it on paper for what it is. You're saying to someone, yeah, touch yourself.
I know.
It's brutal, isn't it?
You know, old staff don't do it because
brutal.
You go on the Cat A's, and the Cat A's are searched off and onto the unit, yeah. And you get a Cat A and you pass me boxes. Officer Smith don't make me do that.
Yeah.
So then you're in conflict. So it'd be like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, I'm not Officer Smith. That's a procedure. Will you pass me your boxes?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You get in conflict.
Yeah.
A small percentage of staff are just dicks.
Yeah.
You know?
But that small percentage make the others seem like dicks as well. That's why a lot of people are just
if you've got some arsehole strip, alright, now, I didn't think of this at the time, but there's probably plenty of lads out there that I've strip searched who know me and have messaged me, right? And I always tried to do it with dignity.
Yeah.
Yeah? Now, I would be thinking, yeah, such as yourself, people who've been abused,
yeah,
you know, actually going through a strip search and that.
Yeah, that's it, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But you know what? On training, you're told what a strip search is, but there's no emphasis. You're told how you do it, but nobody said, you know, it's something you need to do with dignity.
Yeah.
You need to think what you're
so
doing.
In training then, did you never have to like strip someone in training? No, obviously not, no, yeah, but that's what I mean. Then you're going into the real world and you're probably looking at 20, 30 different people's private parts
the other
every
thing,
day, aren't you?
well, the other thing you've got to think of as well, you know, is people who come from police cells, 3 days in police cells, no showers.
Yeah, I know, that's it.
You get people who've come off the street, alcoholics and that. It wasn't pleasant. Again, if you've got a good SO, you know, just pop the head round. Jonesy were brilliant. I'm going to mention him because he were brilliant. Jonesy, I need to put him in the shower. If you could, because reception were busy, I'd say, right, lad, there's clean clothes, here's a towel, get in showers, have a shower, put your clean clothes on. Yeah. So it's not pleasant.
Yeah.
You know.
You was one of the good guys, or Sam. Some of the others would have just been like, fuck, you know what I mean? Just like, not asked. Just made them strip them anyway.
A lot of people I've
even
talked
people
to,
like, not really well as well, you know what I mean? Because it's
mentally,
the rules, isn't it?
Mentally unwell.
How do you deal with that?
Of course, well, exactly. You know, imagine you're a user again because you've been abused or whatever.
That's it, yeah. Well, yeah.
It needs.
My next question is connected to that as well.
Go on then.
I'll make this my last for now. How close have you ever been to fighting with one of the inmates? How close? And have you had a battle? Have you had a proper roller out with an inmate?
Yeah, a couple. The funny thing is, well, not funny, obviously, but so
is that like survival? That Sam, you've had to do that though, basically, innit?
Right.
I guess so.
I'll tell you. So there was a young offender at Forest Bank in the segregation. So I goes to open his door. There were 2 staff there, always 2 staff on the seg for everybody. There should be 2 staff anywhere in the jail to unlock someone, but it's not always practical. Certainly in any segregation unit. And as I've opened the door like that, I'm a left hooker more, me.
Yeah,
I've got keys
myself,
in left. I punch with my left, but I'm left-handed, so I've got keys in the door. He's ragged the door open and broke my keychain.
Oh, wow.
And punched me. So I've punched him. So he's inside the door. I'm outside. My mate's here.
Yeah.
And he, you know, it's a bit of that. So it's like force the door open. We had to restrain him.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of situations like that. If you are restraining a fighter, and there is some way more tough lads than there is prison officers.
Obvious.
You know, I have never been anyone to beat anyone. You know, you might get a punch.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. It'll be a scuffle. Once they're on deck, that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you ain't got them wrapped up and beating them.
Yeah.
There's lads who have punched, you know, caught you off guard or whatever. taking a punch in the face.
Yeah.
You've ended up going in, bit of a scrap.
Do you get
restrain
anger?
them.
Is it your anger coming out?
Me,
or
no.
is it stay
No. I'll tell you when I lost mine.
Yeah.
On the nicking, lads would be like, boss, have I been nicked for assault? No, why? Well, I punch you. Yeah, did I punch you? Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
Do you want to complain?
That's
no.
fair enough.
That's a squeeze.
Yeah.
Somebody,
That's a squeeze,
only one person said, you've assaulted someone, the paperwork should reflect that.
Yeah.
In very serious situations, if I've had to punch someone
Yeah.
or kick the legs from under him,
Yeah.
remember a lad once stood in front of me with 2 cups of hot water,
Yeah.
sugar.
Oh wow.
You know, I kicked his legs from under him. He got burnt because the
Those
cups.
cups would have went. Yeah.
That's what my paperwork said. You know, I felt threatened, bam, and I kicked his legs from under him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Operational stress, red mist. Some people can't handle it. It's
Well, I've had an
adrenaline.
officer come in my cell on K-Wing. Very, very short office. I don't know if you remember him. Very small office. They weren't very popular. And he came in my cell and he went, do you want a one-on-one, me and you now? And my pad mate was but 2 seconds before we'd been arguing on the landing. So he's come, but he's brought the firm. I heard him coming, you heard him coming behind the door. And he's just come in on his own and went, do you want to fight me? You want a one-on-one? And I went, no, officer, I don't want to fight you. It's all right, you know what I mean? I just can't, because I knew what had happened. I'd seen it happen before on K-Wing.
Yeah.
He'd gone in and said, do you want a one-on-one? As soon as you say, yeah, off.
Well,
both sides.
I'll tell you what now.
Right.
It's very. I met very few officers, very few who would have a straightener with a prisoner.
Yeah.
For me, there's no percentage because, you know, you could get a beating.
Yeah.
You know, I am not misjudging anyone. Some of the toughest lads I met were some of the smallest and skinniest lads.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. So the other thing is, what if you hurt them?
Yeah, true.
So there's no percentage. There's none of that. If it comes to a restraint, it comes to a restraint. Yeah, I have punched people. I've been punched. You know, I'm not what this sort of mob mentality thing. Right. So at the very end of my career, I didn't know it was the end of my career. I went to A-Wing. Yeah, 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I'd worked on healthcare nearly 7 years. I loved it. I loved the staff, working with the nurses, working with people who were... Well, there's a lot of lads again who messaged me who were on that healthcare.
Yeah.
A lot of orderlies, the likes of Paul Doyle.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So these are lads on out. And
of course. It's always big names who get it.
yeah, of course it is. So it was a good... I enjoyed it, but the staff, changed in March. By August, I'd had enough. I was sick of the staff. They weren't my kind of people. They were lazy. Yeah. And I went to A-Wing.
So you was like going against, was you just turning against it? Was you getting a bit of hatred?
Just getting a lot of conflict. I got in conflict with, we had senior officers put on there. We never had prison managers.
Yeah.
We're getting in conflict with them.
Yeah.
Because they wanted to turn the healthcare back into a seg. It was just a hospital wing.
Yeah.
You know, they wanted people let out one at a time for dinner and stuff like that.
Yeah.
These are people, normal prisoners, who are mentally unwell, most of them.
Jeez, yeah.
You know, it's not a segregation unit. So I'm in conflict there. I'm in conflict with staff. So I went to A-Wing. That was the induction wing then. Thinking induction wing's going to be busy. I was bored.
Was you bored?
I was bored out of my tree. The staff, and I'm not blaming them, they'd had 6 months of shite, short staffing levels. Most of them had chucked towel in, they weren't asked.
Yeah. They go on the sex offender wing to have a chill out. Oh, don't they, staff? I've heard them say, I'm going on over to the sex offenders to chill out. I've had enough of this.
They do. Well, that was for me.
It's highly stressful, that though, isn't it? It must be when they're highly stressed.
You know, the whole job changed for me. I got in a lot of conflict, ended up in a lot of bend-ups, a lot of confrontation. But I didn't realise then I was,
you know, at the end.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there's one question what I'll ask you then.
Well, you were only going to ask me one more.
I'm going to ask you this, listen.
Okay.
What would it take for you to go back to the prison service? Because it might happen, you know, you're going to have a bit of sway soon. Like, there's people looking at you now, obviously. What you talk about is like change and
they won't want me back
progress
in the job.
and stuff. No, but they might happen to re-employ you for some reason, sir. It could happen. What would it take for you to go back? If they offered you a job, would you do it? I think you'd take it, mate.
What would the job be?
Could be, I don't know, going in as a suit. Would you take it? If they asked you to go in as a suit? When I'm talking about a suit, I mean by on a prison wing, you will only get a
right. The only reason I go back into that job, right, two things. It wouldn't affect my family.
Yeah.
And I could make a difference.
That's what I'm saying to
you. And if not, If not, then...
So if you could make a difference, would you go back, Sam? Because I think that's going to come to you in the future. That question will be pondered to you, will be given for you to ponder in the future, I think.
I don't know, mate.
You'll have to think about it.
I'll tell you what I do enjoy, right? I enjoy meeting people.
Yeah.
I enjoy talking to people. Telling it how it is and helping people.
Making a change, mate. That's what you're there for, aren't you, Sam? You want to make a change, don't you?
Advocate for healing and change, definitely. But, like my nan always said, right?
You deserve that though, Sam. You put a lot of work in. Just doing this, mate, building the channel is just like, it's a lot of work you put in.
It's a lot of meeting people and stuff like that, and I enjoy talking to people.
I know you do. I know you do. You're a people person, aren't you, Sam?
Yeah, you did cut me off, so I'm going to tell you what my nan said.
Sorry,
you know what she said?
What did she say?
She used to say, you can only do your bit. So, you know, I'm doing my bit. Whether it helps people,
yeah,
you know, or young people going into a job can watch the videos and think, you know, they're forewarned, a little bit prepared.
Well, I'd say you can do more than a bit.
Okay. That's very generous of you.
I think a bit more than a bit.
Have you got any more questions?
Not for now, no. I've got a question for you, but I'm not going to give it to you yet. It's a belter. I'm going to wait.
Okay,
it's a very, very big one.
Well, we'll tell people when we're going to continue the story. I've got my book comes out at the end of the month.
Yeah, that's all.
It is my second book. For me,
it's the one, isn't it?
Yeah. When I get a copy,
incredible.
I'll talk a little bit more about it, but it was a very humbling experience.
Yeah.
Putting together.
Well, I've noticed the change in you while you was making that.
Yeah.
Strangeways Unlocked. Is that what the name of the book is, Sam?
Yeah, Strangeways Unlocked.
What date's it out?
31st of March. Links in the description.
Yeah.
Audible.
Big company.
Kindle.
Is it not just a little one? Is it a big one? It's going to be everywhere. Easy to get hold of then.
Well, might end up doing a bit of press, a bit of radio or whatever. But
nice.
From that book, and I'm not just saying this, I hope the people who read it are able to take a step back and not be so judgmental.
Okay, that's interesting.
Going to prison.
Well, I got a really nice comment on one of my fingers the other day, and it said this. It said, "I never known a criminal to be a gentleman. I've never met a criminal before who are classed as a gentleman. Because most people demand respect, yeah. But some people earn respect, and you have earned my respect." I think that guy's name was William Felt.
Yeah, he does put nice comments. I've seen William's comments.
I just want to say I really appreciate the comments.
Yeah.
All of them are just so nice,
very
and so
positive,
warm,
and very supportive of people.
So very supportive.
Do you know what my parting shot's going to be? Somebody else, one of our Oz G'day,
mate.
Subscribers said of a prison governor, a well-known and respected prison governor in Australia. He said, "Some of my officers would make very ordinary prisoners, and some of my prisoners would make very good officers."
Well, yeah. Sam, very nice speaking to you as always.
I'll see you there.
See you later, guys. Thanks for watching.